So what I do is that I just add those 5 tracks from each group to a different bus track. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Homayun TV, specifically Cubase for composers. Today I'm going to tell you the basics in Cubase's Mixer. So let's go. Alright, so once you have Cubase open, there are multiple ways to accessing the mixer. The simplest way is to just press F3 on your keyboard, which opens the mixer. I'm going to drag it up here and let me close it and show you the second way to open it. The other one is to just go to the right panel here. You see the right side and just open the lower zone, and this is the MixConsole here. And if you didn't see it, perhaps if the editor was open, you can just click on the tab that you want, which for us is the MixConsole, and it's exactly the same as with if you press F3, but over there we have more features as we can modify, but in general it's quite the same. Now we're going to press F3 to bring the mixer. Now, first of all, let's see if the sound is coming out. Sublime. So we have the sound coming out of our mixer. And what is happening now is that my augmented strings VST is making this sound now. And this sound is going through my stereo out and is being played back through my speakers. Okay, so for example, I can just modify the volume here. I can modify the panning here. So I can say I want it on the right, on the left, and I can also mute it. I can solo it if I have multiple different stuff, and I can also open the channel settings, which we will go to in a few seconds. All right, now let's go back up a bit. If you start from the top, you get the name here, which if you double click, you can modify it to whatever you want. So I'm going to make a like an abbreviated version of it. It's just simpler to see. And if you go down here, this line here, this is actually your first equalizer that you can change in Cubase. If you click on it, and this lets you modify the color of your instruments, and if you want to add any filters or any sort of equalizer here, this is where you can do it. I mean, there are other ways and other places that you can add the equalizer, but this is the simplest way. Just click and just move the mouse around, then you can add your EQ here. And once you take your mouse away, it automatically goes, which is really handy and fast. And as you can see here, this tiny thing is already showing you what has happened there. And if we go down, we have the routing here, which for you it might be closed, but I'm going to just click here and it opens and it shows two different things. It's saying that this instrument is being routed with this MIDI settings, so all MIDI inputs, which it means however or how many, like for example, if I have 3 keyboards or an internal MIDI controller, whatever, this all MIDI inputs means that all of the MIDI is going through this channel. So if I have a different keyboard, keyboard number 2, keyboard number 3, it doesn't really matter. Whatever you play, it's going to play my augmented strings, okay? But if you want one keyboard, or for example, I just want my KeyStation Mini here to be playing this one and not the other ones, then you can just click on the corresponding MIDI controller that you want, okay? Now I'm going to close this, and this is the routing for your audio now. Now, if you click on it, you see I don't have any buses, and you have only a stereo out here. Well, if you don't know what a bus means, it's actually a bit like a bus. It's basically a sum of multiple channels. So for example, if I have 5 different tracks for a string orchestra, 5 different tracks for my pads, 5 different for this, 5 different for that, it's gonna be a bit difficult if I want to change those 5 at the same time, okay? So what I do is that I just add those 5 tracks from each group to a different bus track, and then if I just lower or increase the volume of the bus track, it just brings everything up and down of those 5 tracks, okay? And now we go down a bit, we get to the insert section, and this is where you can add effects, okay? Now bear in mind, we have two ways of adding effects, and also generally two style and functionally two different effects. One that are time-based and one that are frequency-based, okay? Frequency-based is like a compressor, like an equalizer, and it's the stuff that you can change the color of the track, okay? And the other ones, the time-based ones, are like reverbs, delays, and stuff that are really changing the timing of your track, okay? Now, if you have frequency-based ones, use the insert, and if you have time-based ones, use the send, okay? So for example, delays, reverbs, use the send, and the for distortion, equalizers, compressors, use the insert, okay? But there is no rule to this, so you can be as creative as you want and just change things as you wish, okay? But let's try now. I'm gonna add, let's see, a bit crusher here. As you can see, the sound is changing. Now let me tell you how you can add a send effect here. If you click here, you're going to see there's nothing here. That is because we need to add effect here. Right click and there's empty space here, and you can add effects here, add effect track, and I'm going to add a mono delay. All right, now my mono delay track is added right next to this, okay? And what we can do now is I can route this to the mono delay. So I just clicked here, and now the sound is going to go through here and then go to my stereo out, okay? And also we have an original sound, which is going to go directly again to the stereo out, so 2, okay? Now I'm going to turn this on. Remember, this is important. You always need to turn your send on, otherwise it's not going to work. I'm going to turn it on, and let's try. All right, now let's try. You see the delay there? Now let me make it a bit more clear. Yeah, maybe this is not the best sample, but you get the point. But let me try another sound here. Perhaps it would be better. Okay. Oh yeah, so this is already clear with the, see? The reverb is completely changing, okay? And then you can also turn on your bit crusher to be as creative as you want. And there you have it, everyone. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. This was the basics in Cubase's Mixer, and we're gradually going to explore more and more in Cubase so we can become masters in it. And I really hope that you enjoyed it. And of course, if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And see you later. Humayun out. Bye.